An update on my ma. Stay tuned. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Sheila, better known as the Old Girl. And if you're new here, I welcome you and thank you for being here. And for those of you that come back for every video, I am so appreciative of you being here. I truly do thank you. Well, today is just a chit-chat video, and I wanted to give you all an update on my ma. I have had several people ask me recently about her and asking me how she is doing, and so I thought it would be better if I just did a video about it. For those of you who don't know, my ma is in a nursing home here where we are. We brought her down here, 4 years ago, to be with us and to be her caregiver. And a little over a year and a half ago, she had to go into a nursing home due to having several falls. My mother has dementia, and she cannot see, and of course she doesn't hear well, which is to be expected for her age. But other than that, she's very, very healthy. Over the last 3 months or so, she has taken a turn for the worse, not in her health, but in the dementia. It has really progressed pretty rapidly, and of course we noticed it every time we go see her. What has happened is severe anxiety, depression, and fear have really set in and taken over. She cries, she begs us to take her out of there. She shakes, she visibly shakes, and she has threatened to kill herself, which is not good. That's how down she has been. Sometimes she won't eat at all. She'll go for days refusing to eat, and she refuses all medication. Now, she's only on a low-dose blood pressure medication. I think melatonin, vitamin D, vitamin C, things like that, but no other like medication, true medications. But she won't take them. She thinks they're trying to kill her there. And honestly, she really doesn't even know where she is. She thinks she's living in somebody's house, but we can't figure out whose house. And she claims that they have kids and grandkids, and they don't treat her right, and they don't want her there, and she begs us to either put her in a nursing home, a hospital, or let her go live with her sister Mary, who lives in Florida. Now, Mary is 2 years younger than my ma. She's 94. She still has her memory. She does not have dementia, but she is 94. And she couldn't take care of my mother. There's just no way. But my mother wants to go there so bad because she wants out of where she is. It has been quite stressful these last couple months as I receive so many phone calls from the nursing home. Sometimes they just want to tell me something that she's done, or else when I answer, they'll say, "Sheila, your mother wants to talk to you." And I can hear my mother in the background screaming, calling my name, "Sheila, Sheila, help me, come over right away." And she's crying. It's very upsetting. They've told me where she won't eat. They call me when she won't take any medication, which is all the time. And they have called me and told me she's beating on the windows. and banging on them pretty hard. Well, I know because she told me that she was going to bust out of there. She was going to break out and break the window and get out of there. She's very desperate. She's extremely fearful. She's paranoid, which is part of the dementia. Now, I know there's no pills or there's nothing they can do with this dementia at the advanced stage that it is. But there should be something that they could do to calm her down, not drug her up or knock her out or sedate her, but to take the edge off, to give her a little peace so that she's not so frightened and depressed and crying all the time. But I have tried for a year to no success at all. This is a very good nursing home. It's a private nursing home, and they have a good reputation. Unfortunately, the doctor who is over that nursing home, who treats all the patients and sees the patients in the nursing home, does not believe in any psychotropic drugs. Nothing like an anti-anxiety medication or an antidepressant or something like that. I have begged for them to give her something just so she can have a little peace and get rid of that fear and that crying and the way she feels. But I have gotten nowhere. Now, I can understand that they're not going to give that type of medication to everybody because many years ago, nursing homes were filling these patients with these type of drugs just to keep them sedated so they didn't have to deal with them. And that's totally wrong. And so because that happened and it was uncovered, there's strict rules and regulations on that type of medication, which I really do understand. However, everybody is not a cookie cutter. I don't say give that to every patient in a nursing home, but if that's what a patient needs, then you have to take into consideration their needs, and they're allowed to if the doctor approves. And this doctor does not. He just will not give that type of medication to anybody in the nursing home. That's been a real problem. I have asked for him to call me many times, and he doesn't, because he's just not going to listen to what I have to say. I have talked to a psychiatrist to see if it would be safe for my ma to have an anti-anxiety medication, depression medication, something like that, starting off with a very low dose and being monitored. And the psychiatrist said, absolutely, she needs that. That's what she needs. And it would be perfectly fine for her. But yet the doctor there in the nursing home is the one that's in charge. Recently, I had a call from the nursing home. This was maybe a week and a half or so ago, maybe 2 weeks. And they said that they felt it was time to call hospice in. And so they had somebody from hospice contact me. I talked to the hospice representative and was not pleased one bit because I explained all this to her too. She explained to me that hospice is comfort care. The nursing home provides the medical care, drawing the blood, giving injections, taking x-rays, things like that, and diagnosing. But hospice is more comfort care for end of life, to keep a patient comfortable and feeling safe and not anxious. I said, great, that's what my mother needs. And I explained the whole thing. And she said, well, we can't go against the nursing home. I mean, if she was in your home, we could give her anything. But if she's in a facility, hospice comes under that facility. So, in other words, they couldn't do anything for her either. So I said, what kind of comfort can you provide my mother? She's not in any physical pain. So it's not like she needs pain medication or morphine or something, some kind of medication to deal with pain and discomfort. It's her anxiety and depression. This is more mental pain and anguish. But they can't do anything. So I just said, no, thank you. You're not going to be giving my mother any comfort. So why waste the money having hospice there? I was really mad about that. Now here's where I believe answered prayer and miracles come in. I received a call on a Monday morning. I guess it's been a week ago, from a doctor that I never heard of. I did not know his name, never heard of him. He told me he was calling in reference to my mother. And I'm wondering, oh my gosh, is she in the hospital? Nobody called me. What happened? No, he was at the nursing home. And he said he had just examined my mother and visited with her. And he was going over all her medical records. And he wanted to ask me some questions. Well, I'm trying to figure out, well, who is he? I mean, there's only one doctor that oversees that facility, the patients in that facility, and it's not this doctor. And so I thought, wow. And I said, what was your name again? And he told me. And I said, well, who are you with? And he said, I think he said, Senior Health Associates or something. Again, I never heard of them. I was totally confused, but I wanted to hear what he had to say. So he asked me questions based on her records. He asked me how long she had had an ulcer on her leg. Well, I didn't know they called it an ulcer, but she's had a wound on her leg for a year. Now, they keep it bandaged. They change the bandages. They're treating it, but it's not working. If it's still there a year later, it's not working. He said he was very unhappy with the wound care that was being given to my mother, and he was going to do something about that right away. He said he also wanted to order a full panel of blood work, and then I told him about my concerns with her crying and wanting to kill herself and things like that, the depression, and told him I can't seem to get any help for her. And he said, I'll put her on lexapro. Lexapro is like an antidepressant, and he felt that that would do her some good. And I'm like, what? You can do that? Well, he's the doctor there now. Well, I don't think he replaced the other doctor. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where he came from. And never has the other doctor ever called me. This guy calls me out of the blue. He's concerned about my mother. He wants to help. He talked to me for such a long time. He was so caring. He said, we're going to help her. He said, let me get the blood work drawn today and make sure there's nothing going on. I will also start her on lexapro today. Now, lexapro can take 2 to 4 weeks to really get in the system and make a difference. And he said it's kind of optimal at around 4 weeks. But at 2 weeks, you can start noticing if it's going to help her. I will start noticing it, and so will he. So he said, let's let her take that for 2 weeks, and then I will call you back, and we'll reassess and go from there. And then, at that time, you can bring in hospice if you want to. And I could pick any hospice company I want, not the one that the nursing home had to call me. So I did call a hospice company. It's called Amedisys, and had a wonderful conversation. I felt so good after talking to them, and that's who we're going to go with. In the interim, the doctor's PA called me about 3 days ago and told me she took a culture of my mother's wound on her leg to find out what the bacteria was, the specific bacteria that is still alive, and this wound will not heal. So she was going to put her on a broad spectrum antibiotic while she took the sample, a culture of this wound, and have it analyzed. We should have those answers back today. And then from there, she will order a specific antibiotic to treat that particular bacteria. Because if they don't get a handle on it, infection could spread all through her body. She could end up with sepsis or something really bad, a really bad situation. So I was so grateful for that. I mean, she called me. Again, I didn't know she existed, but she's the PA for this doctor. And she went over my mother's blood work, and her words to me were, this is amazing. She said, I have seen worse blood work on people in their 40s. I have people in their 40s that do not have as good a blood work as your mother. She said her kidneys are fine, her thyroid's fine, her white count is fine, everything's fine. 96 years old. I mean, that's fantastic. It's just unbelievable, but she's one tough cookie. So they're giving her this antibiotic through an injection so they can be sure to get it in her since she won't take any pills. And the lexapro is such a tiny pill, they can stuff it in a cheeseburger, a cupcake, a cookie, anything. And so she'll get that because you have to take that daily and consistently in order for it to be effective. So to me, these are all miracles, and I still don't know anything. I called the nursing home and asked for the director of nursing. The director of nursing is out on maternity leave. So I got the assistant director of nursing. And she said, well, it looks like your mother chose to change doctors. And I said, my mother doesn't even know where she is. She wouldn't have chose a different doctor. She wouldn't choose any doctor because she never doctored and does not like doctors. And I said, where did this doctor come from? And she said, I don't know. Somebody brought him in. Well, it wasn't me, and there is nobody else. So go figure. And he is allowed to treat patients in nursing homes. He's a doctor of internal medicine specializing in elder care. Who brought him in? Even the nursing home can't answer me. I can't get a clear answer from anybody. I asked the PA for this doctor, and because I explained to her, where did you two angels come from? I mean, how did you get there? Who called you in? How is this happening? And she said, I have no idea, but let's just thank God that it's happened. And it's answered prayer. I mean, I just look at it as divine intervention. Until I have some kind of answer from somebody how this guy was brought in to treat my mother and look over her case, and it's just divine intervention. That's all I can say about it. So that is going to help my mother, hopefully, tremendously, and she needs it. She needs to have that burden of fear and anguish lifted from her. Nothing is going to take away the dementia. But I don't want her living in fear like she is. And I am just so grateful. Now I have a video clip of a time we visited my mother recently. And I'm not showing you this to make you sad. I just want you to see the anguish that she has. It'll just be like a minute or two. But the anguish that takes over her every day, that everybody has seen, but nobody would do anything about it. And it has been so very difficult visiting my ma, because when I see her like that, which has been every time I've gone for the last several months, it is just heartbreaking when she's pleading with me and I look at her. Have you ever looked at someone and seen extreme fear in their eyes? Oh my gosh, it'll just rip your heart out. And she truly is afraid and upset and depressed and anxious. I have to watch her hands shaking. I listen to her hyperventilating because she's just like in a panic over it. And it's been very, very difficult. I have felt really down about it, and it has weighed heavy on me. But I have so much hope now. I see a light. Wherever these angels came from, praise God, they're there. There's answers. They're going to try to do something to help her. And then hospice will come in and make sure she gets this depression, anti-anxiety medication every day and comfort her and spend time with her. It's an extra set of eyes and an additional layer of care. So I can't tell you how grateful I am. So let's take a look at this clip and then we'll wrap things up.
It's pretty good.
Huh? What's wrong, Ma?
Can I go to Mary Ann's?
Yeah. Didn't Tristan tell you?
She told me I could.
Yes.
Well, can someone take me down?
Yeah, Tristan is.
Huh?
Tristan is.
Oh, I know Tristan will.
Yeah, Tristan, tell her.
Yeah, of course. Will you call her and see when it's the best time?
I will.
Huh?
I definitely will. I'll call her today.
Yeah, call her. And as soon as possible.
I will.
Sheila, I don't like it here.
I know.
There are actors in front of you.
Are they?
Yes.
Well,
I don't like it. It's like, I don't know. They put me at the window and expect me to sit there and sit there and sit there. The bathroom's upstairs and I can't walk up those steps. I don't know where steps are, if there is steps.
yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, didn't they take you outside today?
What, honey?
Did they take you outside today?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
If they had to go out for something. No, I don't think they, I don't know. I don't like it, Sheila.
Okay. Well, we'll take you
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Put me back in the nursing. I don't care where, but I do not like it here.
Well, you can go to Mary's. Mary said so.
Mary Ann told me I can come there anytime.
Yeah.
Will you please try to get me there?
Yes, Tristan said he will take you.
Because her and I sit outside on the porch and play cards.
Oh, I know.
Or we sit inside.
Yes, I know it.
And they just, I don't like them. I just don't like them, Sheila.
I know.
Well, do you ever have to stay someplace you don't like?
Yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yes, I do. I understand.
And that's on my mind 24 hours a day.
Oh, gosh, that's not good.
Those kids come in and get in the drawer. I think, yeah, they have all my bras.
They took your bras?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awful.
Well, they let them do any damn thing. They're grandchildren. They let them do any damn thing they want.
Oh, my gosh. That's awful.
Yeah. And I went to get dressed. Oh, I saw her going out the door swinging it.
Swinging your bra?
See, they think that's cute.
Oh.
I don't think it's cute.
No, that's not cute.
And bras aren't cheap either.
No, they're not.
And she went out swinging it.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-huh.
That's awful. Oh, Dave made you a homemade apple cookie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, try that and see what you think. I thought they turned out good.
Dave made him?
Yeah.
Well, keep him as a cook, Sheila.
Yeah, I will. They go good with coffee.
They're good.
That good, huh? Mm-hmm. Isn't that delicious?
Gee.
Yeah, I know. Can't beat that.
I hate it down here, Sheila.
Well, we're gonna change that.
Yep.
You're gonna what?
Change that.
We're gonna change it.
Oh, I hope so.
Yep.
Or I'm gonna jump out that window.
Okay.
Oh, you can't jump out the window.
Well, Sheila, I will.
Oh, Ma.
They live different than me,
Yeah.
and I don't like it.
So as you can see from that clip, it can be very upsetting and heartbreaking to see her like that. But the funny thing is, Dave and I, she'll eat any food we bring her. And so if we offer her something sweet, a cookie, a piece of pie, a cake, a cup of coffee, she can go from crying and upset to instantly stop. And she's so into that food, those goodies, those sweets. Unfortunately, that used to work to kind of bring her out of that state, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way anymore because after she has her sweets and her coffee, she goes right back into the crying and everything else. So what used to work no longer works. But we are hopeful and encouraged and uplifted for what's to come. And I wanted to share that with you all. I also wanted to share that I know I'm late responding to comments. I do respond, but it could be 5 or 6 days later. I do read the comments as they come in, and I immediately give them a heart and a thumbs up to let you know that I did see your comment and I read it, and I love you for it. I'm just behind and running slow because I'm telling you, all these back and forth calls and dealing with a nursing home and everything that's going on, it is really consuming a lot of time. So I hope you understand. So I will give another update in a couple weeks after my mother has been on the lexapro long enough to see if it's going to help her, and after hospice is going in and things like that. I'll be sure to come back with another update, and hopefully it will be a very good one. Well, now let me leave you with an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip today is on believing, having faith, hope, and trusting in God. There are so many scriptures I could refer to in the Bible that speak of all these things. But I'm just speaking from my heart and what I am doing to get through this. For me, hope is the step before faith, and faith requires it in order for it to be manifested. Hope is always something for the future, but faith is now. Faith is what keeps me going when it seems like there's no end in sight. Without faith, I don't know where I would be through all of this. I trust in God that He will take care of my mother. And I have faith in that, complete faith. Yes, it's very difficult to watch her suffer. And it's difficult to go through and to be the one sitting back and watching someone that you love so dearly in any kind of pain or anguish or suffering. But I know God is with me, and I know God is with her. And I know that we will get through this one way or another. I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know how much longer my ma will live. There's no way for me to know that. But I want her to live in comfort, in some kind of peace. And I know that comes directly from God. So I continue to pray for that every day. And in Mark 11:24, it says, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Well, I do believe that I have received it, and I believe my mother has received it. And I am just full of hope now, and I know no matter what, that God is in control. I thank you so much for being here, for listening, for your understanding, and for your prayers. I appreciate it more than I can ever say. Well, until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya!